Okay, when we looked at selecting with any speed, so I'll check that now, we had the fixed width set to 100%. So that means that any selections that we made, and let's just have a look at those, the percentage width would all be 100. So these are the simplest and most standard fan types that we have. Now to extend that range, and I might filter this, I might just look at only the BC219 for example. So let's have a look at those. So we see we've got 3 selections here at 3 different speeds. So now if I uncheck that, Centrix will not only look at 100% but also look at the minimum and maximum percentage widths available for that particular model. So let's see how many we get now. And we get 7 selections now because we have 70% widths included. So we've got a 1380 at 70% of 999 RPM, and we've also got one at 100% width at 900 RPM. And we've got other similar selections at 70% width, larger fan diameters at lower speeds. So that extends the range of any speeds selections that we might want. For example, if we want to push this 1380 selection, if we wanted to push that same fan a bit further down the curve, let's just compare that now with the 70% width. We can see it's a lot further down the curve. Okay, so let's just look at that again. So it's further up the curve. Now, what we can do if we only want to go further down this curve a little bit is we could fix the width to say 80%. So let's see what that does for us. So here's our 1380, and now we're sort of halfway in between the speeds there. And now that's a bit further down the curve, but not as far. So if we need to, we can play around with this percentage width just to see what effect it has if we're looking for a selection in a particular place on the fan curve. And of course, the more models we check, now all these are at 90% width. Now if we specify a width that is not covered, for instance we could say 50% there. Now none of those models, the percentage width is fixed at 50. Try unchecking fixed percentage width. So none of those models are available in a 50% width version. So that's why we haven't found any selections. So let's go back to 100. Next. And now we've got our 100%. So just going through that again, if we uncheck that, this is grayed out. And now we will look at maximum and minimum percentage widths. So we see some are fixed at 85, the BC130 minimum width is 85, the BC219 is 70, and the BC317 is actually fixed at 100. Okay, so that is the fixed percentage width feature.